right, and thank you so much, David and Emma. I'm here. Thank you so much for coming on to the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, so like they mentioned before, you guys were on the unfortunate side against St. Francis Brooklyn, but on the other side, on Saturday, you took down LIU Brooklyn, the top team in the conference. Just want to go over that. You won 3-1. That first set, you were down 25-13, but in that second, third, and fourth, you guys came back. Kind of go over real quick what changed between that first and second set.
Going into the game, we were pretty excited because we knew that we could go in and mess up their perfect season, which is what we kind of wanted to do. The first set wasn't very fun, losing really bad like that. And so we came out and we just wanted to prove that we're a better team than how we played in the first set. And that carried on throughout the next three.
Like you said, the first team to really spoil them, and them not going undefeated anymore. Talk about the closeness of those last couple of sets. You guys won 25-23, 28-26 a couple times in the third and fourth set. Talk about the intensity of that, playing the #1 team at their home court, and you're able to take those in those really close sets.
Yeah, it was really intense. It was going point for point in each set, so the intensity was super high, which was a lot of fun, honestly, to be able to play in that type of environment, and it was good to come out on top of that.
So one of the big stats to note that I was looking at through the stat sheet is that you had 9 blocks. Be honest, did you even know that you had 9 blocks coming out of that game?
I had no idea. You know, sometimes you forget blocks because that's not as exciting, but yeah, I just knew that I wasn't producing as much offensively as I would have liked, so I knew that I had to do my other job, which is produce on the defensive side. I
think the big thing, though, about you is that when you're not producing offensively, it kind of helps a little bit on the other side where a lot of players got a lot of kills, like Taylor Lord, Alyssa Hudak had a bunch as well. You know, if you're playing a team like LIU Brooklyn, they're going to be all over you, getting double blocks a lot. How does that affect the entire team?
Yeah, it took us, I think in the first set, it took us a little bit to find our rhythm and figure out what was going to work and what wasn't. Against LIU, it worked really well to go to the outsides, like Taylor and Alyssa. They both had great games, so it was really fun to just see them have such great games and really play hard against them.
So I want to talk about another stat on the year for you. 43 aces so far this season. You lead the team in aces. Just kind of go over real quick for a lot of people who don't know what you do when your serves, your motions, the rhythm that you go through every time you go up to serve.
Each time I go to serve, I dribble the ball 4 times and then I spin it in my palm, and that kind of gets me focused and ready to make my serve over the net. That's what's most important on my first serve. And then as a team, we have a progression. So the first serve's in, the second serve's a little harder, and the third serve you go for an ace. Sometimes it happens on the first, but you know, you just never know.
So of course, when you serve it over in volleyball, you have to play in the back row. You're not used to the back row that often, but I saw a couple times past couple weeks, you got a nice couple digs and your bench was ecstatic. Kind of go through the emotion of that, you know, playing in the back row. You're not used to it that often, but it's got to be nice to get those digs.
Oh, it's so fun. I never get to play back row, especially in practice. As a middle, you don't go back row ever. So it's a lot of fun to get to play back row in games, and my teammates get so excited when I do get a dig because it's not very often. So if I get a pass or something, they're back there hyping me up, and that gets everyone excited. So it's a lot of fun playing back row.
So of course, this upcoming weekend, you'll be back home against St. Francis, and then you have a couple more games. Just kind of go through how your team is preparing for these last couple of games.
Right now, we're really focused on St. Francis. We want to get a win against them. They're a really good team, but I think that if we come together, we can pull through and we can beat them. And then after that, we'll focus on FDU and Sacred Heart. But for right now, we're really focused on St. Francis.
Now, St. Francis, a big match, the Dig Pink match. Both St. Francis and Robert Morris still in shot for the playoffs, so definitely a big game. What are the emotions going into this game?
Yeah, I know I'm really excited personally, and as a team, we've been really focused in the gym just to get prepared for the type of team that they are. We've been doing different drills so that we're prepared to play them. It's really exciting. So they're kind of our conference rivals just because they're so close. So hopefully we can come out on top of that.
So definitely exciting. We'll look to see that excitement continue tomorrow. You guys take on St. Francis in the Dig Pig match here. That'll be on NEC Front Row. We thank you so much, Emma, for coming on to the show. Thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Yeah, thank you for having me.